hard way that these phrases may be all that he needed to unlock. We all need to unlock our potential. Tonight, he will share with us the story of a near-death experience and how it opened his eyes to a new perception on life. Advanced Leader Bronze. Advanced Communicator Bronze Tony Frankle's speech is from the Advanced Communication Series, The Entertaining Speaker, Project number 4, A Dramatic Talk. His goal is to develop an entertaining dramatic talk about an experience or incident, including vivid imagery, characters, and dialogue. His speech time is 5 to 7 minutes long. The speech title is Allergic to Healthcare. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Frankle, Allergic to Healthcare.
I knew something was terribly wrong when I had 75 cents in my pocket and I was playing a slot machine in Vegas and suddenly won $2,500. I knew something was wrong when I arrived in San Francisco with my same friend and felt like I was having trouble breathing, felt like I had ants walking on my skin. You see, just 2 weeks earlier, my doctor at Kaiser Hospital said to me, I have one little pill that I would like you to take, 3 times a week. It's called Bactrim. This is a pill that's based in sulfa, which will keep you, as an HIV-positive person, from developing pneumocystis pneumonia. In 1996, that was still the #1 killer of people with HIV. My numbers, however, did not indicate that I needed to start taking the drug since my T cells were over 200. When he convinced me, it's like taking candy, don't worry about it. It's better to be a prophylaxis than to treat the disease. I popped 1 pill the day before Vegas, I popped 1 pill when arriving in San Francisco, and while I was at my friend Leanne's house, I came out of the jacuzzi with a color that my friends said they had never seen in nature. A brownish maroon my skin had become, with pustules all over it, and I was not breathing, and they rushed me to the hospital, and I walked into triage and said, I remember, this is one of the last things I remember for almost 9 months. I took a Bactrim, and then I took another Bactrim. But that's all I remember, and as she's asking me questions, I'm saying I'm having trouble breathing, though. Then I black out. The next thing I remember is laying on a gurney and seeing a needle about that long approaching me. They turned me over and stuck it up inside my spine, testing for spinal meningitis. You see, they didn't know what I had. Mr. Toastmaster, guests and fellow Toasties, what I was having was an allergic reaction to Bactrim, known as Stevens-Johnson syndrome. This is the worst allergic reaction known to mankind. Imagine when you have a little allergic reaction around your eyes from dust or pollen. On a gigantic scale, the insides of your body cook as if they are having a 3rd-degree sunburn. So every organ in the body is affected. The largest organ in your body? Your skin. And it's also called the sloughing disease because as the skin cooks and burns and bubbles up, it sloughs off like a snake. And when the new skin grows, that falls off. And so you're constantly scratching and itching. But at this point, I don't remember anything because Kaiser finally decided this man must have pneumocystis pneumonia because he's HIV positive, and they started treating me with Bactrim. For the next month, I was in intensive care at Kaiser Hospital in Nevada. And they were treating me with anti-cancer medications. They were treating me with medications for diseases that I didn't have. And so I became sick and allergic to all of these medications that they were giving me. Imagine, it's so crowded with friends in my room that the intensive care that's supposed to have 3 people, I'm the only one in there, with cards and flowers and all my friends coming up because the doctors are saying he's dying, we just don't know why. After 3 weeks, my friend Leanne tells me I was laying in a comatose state and jumped out of bed and said, "It's the drugs. The drugs are killing me. Tell them to stop giving me the drugs. And then back down on the pillow.
Oh, wow.
I said, Leanne, that's amazing. Did I really do that? She said, yeah. I said, so what did you guys do? She goes, oh, we all laughed at how grumpy you are. Because they believed the doctors. The doctor said, don't worry, we'll handle it. It's under control. Lo and behold, they thought I was going to die, sent me back to my friend Leanne's house, where I suddenly stopped breathing and my temperature went back up to 105 degrees. One of the reasons I don't remember anything is that my brain was cooking, as well as having all of these drugs in me. So then they took me to the San Francisco Kaiser, which has an AIDS ward. Hello. My mother says, the doctor walked in, and she says I was talking to him, but I don't remember anything. And the man took one look at me and said, my God, this man has Stevens-Johnson syndrome. Called in the nurse, they took a giant needle, put cortisone in one ass, and put steroids in the other. Prednisone, actually. Prednisone, if those of you don't know, 5 milligrams a day is what they do for breathing problems they give you. 120 milligrams a day I started taking for months. I started to have grand mal seizures from that and started taking Dilantin. Then they had me take something for thrush. Then they had me take AZT, and then I got sick from AZT, and then the one lucid moment I remember vividly was waking up in bed and being covered in blood because I was given gloves by my doctor so I didn't scratch myself in the middle of the night. I was itching so bad. I would rip the gloves off and just literally tear my skin off. And I walked into the bathroom, and there's a shoebox with at least 30 bottles, all labeled on the top with magic marker of what they were. And I took the drugs one at a time, put them in the toilet, and flushed approximately $100,000 of drugs down the drain. That's the day that I said to myself, I have to remember to trust my instinct. I have to remember to trust my body. We don't have bad instincts. We've just learned to not trust the ones we have. And the following year, I had an instinct to produce the normal art played by Larry Kramer about the first 3 years of the AIDS epidemic, how nobody would do anything. And with no evidence supporting otherwise, I produced a $100,000 play. Starred in it as well. And then 5 years after that, I said, as many of you know, I have to get to the national parks. I want to see the world before I die. And to date, I've been to 307 national parks. Then, when I ran into somebody at a party, and he was talking about this Toastmasters club, I said, hey, why don't I just start my own club? This is the journey I invite you all to take. When you have an instinct, trust it. When your body speaks, listen. You will be rewarded. Mr. Toastmaster.